So there is an opportunity for you out there to get hired to become a flight attendant, especially if you've been waiting to apply. So I am here to give you the gist, okay? So stay tuned, keep watching. If you want to know these airline companies, keep watching till the end. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Once again, my name is Priscilla. Welcome to my next location. If you're new to this channel, I am a flight attendant or applied to become a flight attendant with a major US airline company. I am not going to share the name of that airline company, but if you've been on this channel, you know who they are. That being said, in today's video, I am here to share with you guys 7 airline companies that are currently hiring. So those of you who are out there who are looking to become flight attendants, please keep watching this video. First of all, happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, happy Val's Day. This video should be going out on the 14th. So if you're out there, grab a chocolate, grab some roses, and enjoy yourself, okay? If you're sharing the day with somebody, please enjoy the day together. Let's get into it. So the first airline company that is currently hiring right now, these are all mainline airline companies that have bases in the United States. So I will definitely bring a part 2 where I share with you other airline companies outside of the United States that are hiring. But for this video, we are focusing on mainline airline companies that are currently hiring in the United States. So starting off with number 1, American Airlines is currently hiring. Yes, you heard me correctly. American Airlines is hiring right now. So those of you out there who are looking to apply, if you've watched my previous videos, I did mention the fact that you have to do your research and all that good stuff. But right now, American Airlines is hiring. Remember, I will definitely leave a link to the application portal in the description box. That way you can get access to it. So what I'm going to do is that I will list all the airline companies that I'm talking about in this video today in the description box below, and I will attach the link to the site to apply, like a direct link to the application form for you. That way, if you're interested, it's easy. All you need in one spot. The video telling you the companies that are hiring, and then also where to go. That way you don't have to go searching, because some of them, it's not easy to get. Not that it's difficult, but you're going to have to go through certain hoops just to get access to the site, to the link, or to the portal to specifically apply for the flight attendant role. So I did all the work. I went running, I went searching, and I got all the information. So I am ready. I am here with all the info. Okay, for American Airlines, the title of the job posting is Flight Attendant Trainee. That's what they refer to you when they're hiring you on board to become a flight attendant. It is the flight attendant trainee. So it has a long job description. The job posting was on February 6, 2023. So it's very recent. They literally just posted the job. So it might be there for a while. But that being said, do not wait. Do not wait. Jump right into it. If you're interested, please apply. All right. So number 2. The other airline company, which I would say I have a personal interest in this, but the next airline company that's currently hiring is Delta Airlines. So Delta Airlines is hiring. I am in the portal right now. They posted this job though November 30th. So 2022. So it's been out there for a while, but one thing I heard was that, or through the grapevine, was that Delta was it's on a hiring spree right now for flight attendants. So this is a great opportunity for you to apply. They're on a hiring spree, so they're going to be hiring thousands and thousands of flight attendants. So please go ahead and apply immediately if you want to. But yes, Delta is hiring, and the title of the job posting is Flight Attendant. It was posted November 30th, 2022. So yes, that's number 2. Moving on to the third airline company that is currently hiring. I know there's some mixed feelings about this airline company. I don't know why. I don't know why this reputation or this aura has been built around this brand, but I like the color. It's yellow. It's pretty. But yes, the third US airline company that's currently hiring is Spirit Airlines. Yes, I have a whole list here. It's Spirit Airlines. They are hiring. So those of you out there who are looking to become flight attendants, once again, Spirit is hiring. They are hiring for multiple locations as well. So with with the other job postings that I mentioned, they did not be, American Airlines and then Delta did not specify which locations they were hiring for. However, Spirit did state the locations they were hiring for. So they're hiring for Fort Lauderdale, which is in Florida. They're hiring for Miami, Florida, Orlando, Egg Harbor Township, Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, Detroit, Michigan, Detroit, Chicago, and Las Vegas. So Spirit is hiring for a lot of locations. And this is what I always tell people to look out for. Like looking at the locations that they're hiring for example, if you already live there, then there is a higher chance of if you do get through the hiring process, you might be assigned that location. So please bear in mind, they're hiring for these locations. So those of you out there, if you're in Miami, if you're in Las Vegas, if you are in Florida, if you're in Orlando, Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, New Jersey, they're hiring there. So Spirit Airlines is hiring. What are you waiting for? Let's get into the next one. So Spirit was number 3. The 4th airline company that's currently hiring is United Airlines. So looking through the flight attendant positions that were available for United, I noticed that the ones they're currently hiring for right now are language speaking flight attendants. So the job posting is flight attendant, and then attached to it they have the language they expect you to be able to speak. So I have one posting here, for example, which specifically says flight attendant, and then into brackets, it's German speakers only. So as I mentioned in my last video where I was talking about the basic things to consider before you apply to an airline company or to apply to become a flight attendant, I spoke briefly about language-specific flight attendant roles. This is one of them. So this flight attendant position job posting is specifically for somebody who speaks German. So if you can't speak German, you should not be applying. If you can only speak English, you should not be applying using this application portal or this job posting. So all I saw with United, even though they are hiring right now, they're only hiring language specific flight attendants, and they're hiring for Greek, German, Hebrew, Hindi, Italian, and Dutch. So if you don't speak any of these languages, please do not apply. But I'm here for everybody. I am here for everybody. So I figured I'd just add it to the list because either way they're hiring, and there might be somebody out there who's watching this video who is native or who can speak fluently any of these languages. So I'm not limiting anybody here, okay? Let's move on to the next one. So the 5th airline company that's currently hiring is JetBlue. Yes, JetBlue is currently hiring. I know most of the time when people decide to apply to become flight attendants or to work with an airline company, they're usually looking for the big, popular, or well-known airline companies like Delta, American Airlines, and Spirit has its own reputation, but that's just another thing for another day. And then United and stuff like that. But JetBlue is also there. There's so many other airline companies. One thing I would say is that when you're searching, do a general search where you can go to Google and just type airline company. If you're looking for airline companies that are based in the US, just specifically search for all airline companies in the US. Once you get that list, then you can go to their website and then check their career portals to see if there are openings to become flight attendants. So don't limit yourself to just the airline companies that you've heard of or you've flown with. All right, so yes, JetBlue is hiring, and the job title right now for the flight attendant role is the in-flight crew trainee. That's what they refer to you as. It's the in-flight crew trainee, and it is open, it is open, it is open. So let me see when the job was posted. It doesn't say when it was posted, but it's currently open. When you do go to the JetBlue website, it's there. Once again, I will leave the direct link to these job postings in the description box below. That way you have easy access to them. I've done all the research for you. All you need to do is to get your resume ready. Click on this link in the description box below, and bam, we're good to go. Start the application process. It's 2023. Whatever moves you're planning on making, this is the time to make that move. So I am here to give you all the resources you need to make it happen for you. All right, so moving on. The 6th airline company that is currently hiring in the United States is Frontier Airlines. Frontier Airlines is currently hiring. The title of the job posting is flight attendant. It did not specify in any way for this position to be language specific, but they are hiring right now. And It says the locations they're hiring for is Denver, Colorado, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Arizona, Dallas, Texas, Orlando, Florida, and then Miami, Florida. So those are the locations they're hiring for. So if you're looking to become a flight attendant in any of these locations, this is the best opportunity for you to apply. Once again, I can't stress this enough. The link will be in the description box. So if you're interested, go to the description box below. The links to all these airlines job postings will be next to each airline company. That way you can make your choice. All right, so moving on to the last and final airline company that's currently hiring in the United States. Yes, I said it. The last and the seventh airline company that is currently hiring in the United States right now, 2023, is SkyWest Airlines. SkyWest Airlines. So SkyWest Airlines is hiring too. I've heard about SkyWest, but I thought they were a regional airline, but I believe they're mainline. I'm not here to tell you what's mainline and what's regional. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to let you know that major airline companies that are hiring in the United States right now. To become a flight attendant, you can become a regional flight attendant and the mainline flight attendant. Becoming one or the other is not better. I mean, there are pros and cons of becoming regional and mainline, but that's not the point right now. The point is that you want to become a flight attendant. Obviously, you need to know what kind of flight attendant you want to be, whether you want to be a regional or a mainline. And then before you choose what airline company you want to work for, check to see if they're regional or mainline, so that if that's going to inform your decision, you know what you're working with, because don't just go in blindly, okay? Awesome. So yes, SkyWest is hiring. The job posting title is flight attendant, and they are also hiring for several locations. I really appreciate the fact that some of these airline companies are actually stating the locations they're hiring for, because it gives you an idea of your options in terms of the location you might potentially be posted or assigned to. So I can appreciate that. So SkyWest Airlines is hiring for Salt Lake City, Utah, Colorado Springs, Denver, Fresno, Houston, Los Angeles, Minneapolis, Chicago, Palm Springs, Phoenix, Portland, San Francisco, Seattle, Tacoma, which is SeaTac, Tucson, Detroit, Idaho, San Diego, and then there's Dallas or Fort Worth, and then Atlanta. So they're hiring in several locations. So please go ahead. However, for SkyWest Airlines, the closing date for the flight attendant job posting is February 28, 2023. So if you're thinking of applying to SkyWest Airlines, you have to make sure you apply by February 28, 2023. That's the closing date. After that, the job posting is going to disappear. They might bring it back if they don't meet the threshold they're looking for, or they can update the closing date on the job posting. However, as of today, what is today's date? As of today, February 11th, that I'm recording this video, which will be posted February 14th, the closing date for the SkyWest Airlines job posting for flight attendants will expire February 28, 2023. So please do not wait. Act upon it as soon as you can. All the job postings, if you're ready to if you've made the decision to become a flight attendant, this is the time to apply. So go ahead and do so. Do not wait. Perfect. So now that I've listed all the airline companies that are hiring now in 2023, I do want to share with you guys some tips before going into apply. I know I listed 7 airline companies, but that does not mean that you should just go and apply because you want to apply. It doesn't work that way. First of all, you have to make sure that you read the job description carefully, because even though, for example, the language specific flight attendant positions, typically they add it to the title of the job posting, but what if they don't add it? It will be in the job description. So make sure you're reading the job descriptions very carefully. Going through the job postings, I noticed that some were very detailed. Some of the job postings were very, very detailed, very specific to certain things, criteria, and requirements. So make sure you're paying attention to that. If you cannot provide what they want or serve in a manner in which they require you to do so, then you should know that you should not be applying to that airline company. So read the job description very, very, very carefully. Also, the second pro tip I have is that be ready. Yes, be ready. Before I applied to become a flight attendant, I watched several videos and everybody spoke about the fact that it's a lifestyle change, right? That requires commitment. that requires a level of understanding and patience and flexibility. Yes. So you have to be ready to commit, because I do have series of videos I will be doing about the application process. I already started posting them, which I have a playlist for how to become a flight attendant, but which I will leave a link to in the description box as well. But you have to be ready. It's a whole process. I literally applied to become a flight attendant November 2022, and I got a training date assigned at the end of December, like 28th, 30th, 31st, something like that in December. So it took about 2 months for my application process or my hiring process. But then the training date being assigned, you getting your CJO and getting assigned a training date, that's not the end of it. You do have to go for training. And between the time I applied in November 2022, my training date was set for March 13th, 2023. So November, December, January, February, March, 5 months just to start training. And my training date ends April 21st. So then essentially the process just to become a flight attendant was 6 months for me, or will be 6 months for me, all things being equal, if everything goes as planned. So you should know that it's going to require commitment even before you start the job itself. It's taken 6 months just for me to finish training and graduate. That's if everything goes as planned. If something happens and it gets extended, imagine that, almost a year, half a year already. So it requires commitment. It's not like you applying for a job at Safeway or Costco and then bam, a week or 2 weeks later, you're already on the job doing training and you're working. No, it's not like that. Beyond that, once you start, one of the feedbacks that I've gotten from other flight attendants was that it's a lifestyle change. Your life is going to change. You're going to live different. You're going to move differently. So you have to be ready for that. Point number 3, patience is key. I feel like the whole process tests your patience right from the beginning till the end. Because even after you get your CJO, the high, the excitement and everything, and then what happens next? It's the waiting game. So you have to be ready to be patient, because even when you're on call and you're sitting there patiently waiting to be called to be assigned a job, that requires some level of patience. So you need to be patient. If you put an application today, or you hit that apply button, you go through all the process and you submit your application, there is no guarantee that you're going to hear back from the company the next day, the same day, the next day, the next 2 days. It doesn't work that way. For me, for example, when I applied, the assessment was given to me the same day, but that was it. Something else happened. I had to wait for other things to happen. So you have to be prepared for that. Very patient. Finally, my last pro tip: keep trying. Before I applied to become a flight attendant, as I mentioned earlier, I did a lot of research about other people and their journey and stuff like that. And then I came across one current flight attendant with Delta Airlines. And according to her, that was her dream airline. She always wanted to work with that airline company, right? And it took her, I think, like 4 or 5 tries just to get it. She applied, I think 4 or 5 times, I'm not sure. She applied so many times, like that's how much she wanted it. So if you wanted as much as she did, then be ready to apply several times. Certain times, you would apply, you wouldn't hear by talent acquisition. Maybe you will hear from them, you would do the assessment, but then that's it. Or you do the in-person interview and you don't proceed any further. Or you go for the event day, you go all the way to the very end, to the event day, and you don't get your CJO. So you have to be ready to keep trying. So she tried over and over. At one point, she got so close to it that it was just right there, and then something happened and she couldn't do it. So you have to be willing to put in the work and willing to keep trying, knowing that you should never give up if this is what you really want to do. That being said, if you've watched the video all the way to this point, it means you like the information that I'm giving you. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, hit the bell next to it. That way, whenever I post a video, you're first to get the notification. Give this video a thumbs up. Let YouTube know you like the content that I'm sharing. And then also share your thoughts in the comment sections. If you know of any other US airline that's currently hiring that I missed on this list, please drop it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Once again, my name is Priscilla and I am signing out. See you in my next one. Bye-bye. The 5th airline companies. On today's episode, scratch that. We are back. I am back.